Hey everybody, this is Chris Cozzolino, and I'm the co-founder and head of services at Uptown Creation, a B2B marketing and lead generation company. And today what I'm going to be talking about is a step-by-step tutorial on social selling, as well as going over the Gary V $80 strategy and how that pertains to finding more leads on LinkedIn. So the first thing I want to do is give a definition to what social selling is. So going to Wikipedia, social selling is the process of developing relationships as part of the sales process. This is often done through social networks such as LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest. And then I think the last line here is really what nails it home. Social selling aims to cultivate one-on-one relationships rather than broadcasting one-to-many messages. So when you think about social selling and selling in general, you're really thinking about cultivating that one-on-one connection, direct messages, things like that, versus leaving a post on LinkedIn, for example, that's more of a one-to-many message. If you leave a post on LinkedIn that's being blasted out to all your connections and everybody's able to see that, and it's a message that's more tailored to that one-to-many channel, versus if somebody comments on that post or you find somebody else's post and you leave a comment on it, that's more of that one-on-one relationship building where you're building that rapport and trust with somebody. So what I want to do is go through the step-by-step process of how to utilize social selling on LinkedIn, both just using LinkedIn's normal platform as well as how you're able to utilize the LinkedIn Sales Navigator to do this as well. So what we'll do is we'll start by just going to Gary Vaynerchuk's profile and utilizing social selling as well as what he coins as the $80 strategy. So if you don't know what the $80 strategy is, he coined it as leaving your 2 cents and leaving genuine feedback on 90 posts a day. So 90 times 2 ends up adding up to $80. So leaving 90 genuine human comments on posts every single day. And so that means reading the post through and actually adding to the conversation rather than just saying great post, awesome, or something cliche like that. You're really consuming the piece of content and adding something to the conversation or the dialogue. And that's the difference between the $80 strategy versus just, leaving a comment to leave a comment. So where the principles of social selling are really going to take place is this activities tab on somebody that you're looking at on LinkedIn. So we're on Gary Vaynerchuk's page. We go to the activity tab and then hit see all activity. Then in this first tab, we're going to be able to see everything that he's engaging with as well as his own posts. So we can see that he replied to a comment on this post. But if we go to the posts tab, this will be all the posts that he's made. So this is primarily where you're going to want to do this from on anybody's profile that you're looking at. It doesn't have to be somebody as big as Gary. But what I want to do now is thinking about the audience that Gary Vaynerchuk has. I know that a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners follow him. So if I'm looking to target entrepreneurs and business owners, it's pretty safe to assume that that's going to be the people who are engaging with the content that he's putting out. So being able to utilize that as a prospecting tool and looking at the people who are liking and commenting on his content and then adding to the conversation myself. So if I was doing the $80 strategy, what I would do is, consume this post and really read it and then go in here and add to the conversation like many of these people are doing. Then how you can use social selling to target these people is by going through and reading the comments as well as looking at the likers. So if I'm trying to target business owners and I want to sell marketing services, for example, it'd be a good idea for me to go through and look at the titles of people that are engaging with Gary's content. And then furthermore, going in and then looking at the type of content that that person is posting. So let's just use Conrad as an example. So he is posting here. So I'd be able to, like his comment and then add on to the conversation that he's already adding to. But I'd also be able to go to his profile and then look at his activity most recently on LinkedIn. And then you see he posted 3 hours ago. So it'd be a good idea for me, to read this post and then start to engage with it and leave one of those genuine comments that's adding to the conversation and just catch his attention and really show genuine interest. That's going to set me up to be able to, send a connection request that's a lot more likely to get accepted, and then allow me to have that one-on-one relationship building through a direct message after I form that initial connection. So then I become more of an acquaintance rather than just a cold DM or a cold outreach. So that is going to be the basis of social selling, the $80 strategy, and using LinkedIn in a unique way to target. So let's use another example. Let's say that I am trying to contact people in the wine industry. I'd be able to search different hashtags. So let's just look up hashtag wine lovers. So looking here and looking at some of the posts, if I scroll through here, there's going to be people that are talking about wine or own wine businesses themselves. And then if I look at the people that are engaging with that content, it's likely going to be people, see a store manager at Total Wine. So then this would be a good person for me to go in and look at the content that they're posting, send them connection requests, send them a direct message, and really just look to start building that connection. You see that he didn't have anything posted in the last 90 days. So what I would do here is send him a message since there's nothing for me to engage with. So now what I want to do is go over to the Sales Navigator side of things and show you how you can utilize the LinkedIn Sales Navigator to take this strategy to the next level. So if I go to all filters and then add the United States in and add second degree, third degree connections, remove contacted leads from the search, and then make that search, you'll see that there are 171 million people on LinkedIn in the United States that fall into that criteria. A lot of you will know that I like to do my targeting based off of the people who have posted in the last 30 days. This way we know that the people are active and engaged on LinkedIn, so your outreach and your engagement isn't going to fall on deaf ears. So I'd really encourage you to use this filter to do a lot of your targeting. So there's 6 million people in that filter. So now let's say that I want to target CEOs. So I would go to the title section, add in Chief Executive Officer, and now you see that in the last 30 days, there's been 54,000 people that have posted. Now let's say I want to get even more granular and make sure that I have something in common with these people. So if I add where I went to college, so University of Iowa, this is going to bring up all of the people who are chief executive officers that graduated from the University of Iowa. And so posted in the last 30 days, there's 30 people here. And now what I would be able to do is start clicking into these people's profiles, look at what they have in their about section, and then actually go into their LinkedIn profile, look at their position, and then look at their activity. And go into the post section, I see that he posted a week ago, he posted 2 weeks ago. Anything that I'm able to add to this conversation is going to be value additive. It looks like he's selling a lot of PPE, so this might be somebody that I would skip over and move on to somebody else. But I think a lot of you are going to catch what I'm getting at. Using the LinkedIn Sales Navigator to target people who have posted in the last 30 days so we know that we have something to engage with, as well as trying to find some sort of commonality that you're able to utilize to build that relationship. And at the end of the day, that's really what social selling is all about, is finding ways that you can build rapport, build trust, build a relationship that is more meaningful than just a direct cold outreach. And that's what it all comes down to. And that's how you're going to be the most successful that you can be when utilizing LinkedIn, is using it in a way that's not spammy, that's not automated using bots and things like that, but using it like it's intended to be used in forming real connections, real relationships, and just being social on a social media platform. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and subscribe to this channel. You can also find our website at uptowncreation.com, and also reach out to me on LinkedIn. That is in the description in the bio. And I hope to hear from you guys.